Okay, I get the vach, I get this. I was getting there Shabbos. Okay, it's Yom Shishi Balayla, and it's Chaf Aleph, Chaf Beis, I think Chaf Beis Sivan. It's a Shem B'Korev. We have Shabbos Parshat Shlach. Okay, anyway, welcome to the weekly shir of the Zera Shimshon. I have a short piece for you today, hopefully a short, but it's very interesting, You see, this is in the Shlach, Lange in Parshat in the Zera Shimshon, Shabbos. It's a Gemara in Shabbos in Perek Tes. Omer Rabbi Yeshua ben Levi Kishe'ola Moshe l'Morim Matzui l'Kadosh Baruch Hu Shayakosha Ksorim with Oisios. So Moshe Rabbeinu found God putting the crowns on the letters, like he really needed to do that. That's all God has to do, right? Anyway, there's a meaning for it. Omar Lai Moshe Ein Sholem Be'irecha. So he said, "There's no peace in your city." Very cryptic words. We're going to discuss this. Omar Lafanav, Moshe said in front of him, "Rebbeinu Shalom, Klum Yesh Evet Shanaisi and Shalom Rabbi." Yeah. So God immediately criticized him. He says, "What's the matter?" Yeah, and then Moshe Rabbeinu responded quickly. He said, "Is it possible that a servant should give shalom to the master? That's not the derech." And God answers him back, "You should have helped me." Miyad Omerle, Be'ato Yigno L'Koyach Hashem. Okay. Of course, this is a wonder. Okay, wondrous psukim. And what is he talking about? Isa beperek beis Yerushalmi brachas, and I have the correct reference here in the second perek of the brachas in Yerushalmi. And it says Rabbi Yochanan haya mistamech al Rabbi Yaakov bar Idi. Okay, haya Rabbi Elazar chami lei. Mitmar min kadmai. Omar, I'll translate this as soon as I get done. He says, Omar, he says, tartoyi milim hadein bavloye avid bi. So there's two things that this Babylonian did to me. In other words, Rabbi Yochanan is complaining that Rabbi Yaakov didn't do two things for me. He says, one is Chada de Leishal Bishleimi. One, he didn't ask me Shalom Aleichem. Vechada de Lo Amr Mishmuasa Mishmi. And he didn't say the words that I said in the halachas in my name. Okay, so he had tainas. Other places in the Gemara, if Rabbi Yochanan would have had such tainas, the guy wouldn't be around for very long. It'd be a pile of bones or something like that. Anyway, let's see what this means according to the Zera Shimshon. Omer le kach enam nehagim geveim. Said, isn't this? Don't you conduct yourself like this in amongst your people? The zeir leishal b'shlema derava. The young person doesn't ask for the shalom of the older person, which is the Rebbe. So why should Moshe Rabbeinu have asked shalom to God? The inon mekaimim ru'uni v'na'arim v'nechba'u. And he should have fulfilled the pasuk in Eov that says that the young people saw me and they hid. So apparently that indicates that you don't ask peace or shalom for older people. They have to say that first to you. Now, hopefully, when they ask the Shalom Aleichem, you'll be nice enough to respond, right? Therefore, when the Kadosh Baruch Hu saw that Moshe Rabbeinu didn't say Shalom Aleichem to him, Omar Lai Ein Shalom B'Yarecha. Therefore, he said to him, "Is there no peace in your city?" In other words, in your area. Ein minhag shebimkayimcha litain shalom harav. Isn't it a minhag? Isn't it your minhag to give peace to the older person in the generation? Again, depends on the minhag, right? So he had a taina on Moshe Rabbeinu, like the Babylonians do. But Moshe Heshiv Shahu K'may Aved Eitzo Rabbi Shahu Madrega Yosef Pchusa Mi'atalmud Eitzo Rab. So Moshe Rabbeinu taina back. He says, I'm just a slave. In reference to God, he says, I'm just a nobody. And that's less than a Talmud by the Rav. And the HaKadosh Baruch Hu Heshiv Loi Hayala Chola Azreini. Now what is this? You should have helped me? What does he mean, help me do what? Klemer, ha'eved nikra eved lefi she'oser malachos hatzrichos v'beis rabbi. So the eved is called the eved because he does whatever is needed to do in the house of his master. V'im ha'emes she'ato eved, and if in truth you are truly an eved, Moshe Rabbeinu, gam alecha haya mutal azreini v'laseis ha'malacha she'ish libat laseis. So you should have done my work to what I needed to have you do. Heshiv loy Moshe. So Moshe Rabbeinu replied, V'higdil ve'ato now higdil no koyach havaya Hashem havaya she'atzadikim meisifim koyach v'gvura shamayla. That the tzadikim, it's known, Pi Kabbalah, that the tzadikim increase the power of God, chas v'chalila, to say something and we're making God better, but it's if there's more power in the world because of us, not us. I mean, in the tzaddikim. Well, derech Yishmael b'ni barcheni, like the Gemara in Brachas says to Yishmael b'kohen gadol, that the Malach said to him, "My son, bless me." What do you mean, bless me? How can he bless an angel? Okay. So what are these crowns on the letters? Those are the tagim. So these tagim, which are an aspect of the lights that are standing over the kelim, the vessels, to illuminate them from a distance at the time that they're destroyed. Uhu remez l'tchiyas hamesim, and this is a hint to tchiyas hamesim, she'af begufa adam la'achar shenikbar, and even a person's body after he's buried in the ground, nishar sham le'olam kitzas ruchnius. There remains a little bit of spirituality, nikra behevla de garmi, that's called the hevel, which is the spirit of the bones. Shehu hitzchila the tchias hamesim. That's the beginning of tchias hamesim. As everybody knows, the Gemara, right? You have malava malka because of the luz bone. Right? It's the only bone that is nourished from Malava Malka, and that bone brings us back to Tchias HaMesim. V'chein matzina b'Gemara in Brachas daf Yudches the Maise b'Chassid echad sheholach loy v'cholach v'lam b'beis hakvoros v'shtama shtei vuches. So there was a story there that a Chassid went to sleep in the cemetery, and he heard two spirits talking to one another. So even after they're buried, they still have some kind of a spirit about them. So the Tchiyas HaMesim is dependent on the redemption, should be b'mheira v'yameinu, and the Geula is yesh le'man's kotzuf. And there's a specific time for that. Shehari haketz sasum v'chasum kinaydavet. We don't know when that is. So it may be any second. Who knows? Vezeo hakesher shahayo oisa HaKadosh Baruch Hu be'elu hatagim. And that's the connection that God was working on those the tagim and the letters. Kleimar shetchiyas amesim tovei la'oisa azmana yadu Eloi. The tchiyas amesim will come at the time that is known only to God. The Levi and the Gelisi, the Evori like Gelisi. So the Gemara in Sanhedrin says, Daf Tzadik Tes, to my heart I revealed it, but to my limbs, means the outer parts, I didn't reveal. Ve'oid yermais she'ad shalahoya kesha elyon shalem u'misukan. And then another thing you can hint to on the Tagim is that until there's the connection with the most lofty high is not complete and fixed, that is the unification of the holy names that are known, then the Geula won't come. That's the side of the pasuk in Zechariah. And that day that Hashem will be one, His name will be one, and that will be the final Geula. And the main redemption is depending on peace. Say the Rav Safra in the prayer of Rav Safra at the end of Perak based at Brachos, it says, Yehirot Sein Shetasim Shalom Bepamalia Shamayla Ubepamalia Shamata. So he prays, and we don't say this in the davening, maybe we should. It says that it should be His will that you should put peace in the heavenly places, and also in the Pamalia, the lower places on the earth. In brachas we make the blessing. The last bracha of Shema Esrei is, let's bless our nation with peace. So we have a kavanah with the shuruk and the nekudos on the Shem Hashem. Ki shuruk came oisyes kesher. Shuruk means connection. Shu kesher v'chiber habechinas el yoines. That means it's connected and attached to upper aspects. That's the side of Shalom. She'esh hamayim isarvim ha'oisim shalom b'neihem. That water and fire combined and they make peace between themselves. And that's v'chein yiyel asid. That's what it'll be in the future. V'nasati shalom ba'oretz v'gyar zei v'keves yachto. So the famous pasuk in the Shayahu, the wolf and the sheep will dwell together and they'll be happy with one another. Okay. Therefore, God said to Moshe, is there no peace in your world, in your city? Why don't you attempt to make this unification of peace in order to speed up the process here, and to fix this holy connection? And Moshe said to him, is it possible that Avid, like me, a servant, should give shalom to his master? So look, this peace, this connection, this completeness, shalom means also completeness, should be both in the upper worlds and the lower worlds. But the Avid, he can't do this. But the Rav that the master can do this. Everything is in the hands of God. But even though that the end of time is the Mashiach, bringing Mashiach, is hidden from our understanding, however, the The connection is not complete. Shahari Ksiv, it says, Nishaya bi'ita achi shana. Behu biyada kuzbo ledalgay lekatzri. So it remains in the hands of God. He can skip over everything and bring it quicker, just like he did in Egypt. Omar lo yalechole azreini. So he said to God, Moshe said, you can help me. Let's get this done. Shel ha'olam tzarech li'yisarus. On your side, you have to arouse the lower world. Okay, and then he said to him, if we can aggrandize the power of God, and that's brought in the Zohar and Parshat Pinchas, Yigdal no koyach, Dahu koyach desharya al reishehain the tzadikaya. What's this power that's sitting on the heads of the tzadikim? So anybody who says Amen with all of his power, with all of his concentration, whatever the pshat is according to Rishonim, he brings the gula. Maybe gula lo'olam. Obereish brachas, in the beginning of brachas, amin and kol zman she'yisrael nichnasin l'bati k'nisiyas l'bati midrashas v'oinim Omen yehesh me'rabo. Every time the Jewish people go in and answer Kaddish, right? They say Omen Kenim Shrava. The Kaddish Bo min anei aresha ve'omer ashrei hamelech shemekalsi ma'aseh be'beisai kach. Fortunate is the king that the people in his house are praising him like this. So he regrets that he ever took us away from the Beis Hamikdash. He took the Beis Hamikdash away from us. Why is he with all of his power? I knew Hahida beperk Tzayin the Shabbos. Kol ha'oino men yehesh me'raba b'chol koichai koyim le'gezardino shel shivim shana. Okay, so anybody who says Omen yehesh me'raba, all of his power, all of his intentions, his kavanah, he rip up his Gezardin of 70 years. Okay, so I'm going to stop here today because it's late and I did a long care. And I'm sorry to do that to you, but it was a geschmack piece. So anyway, have a wonderful Shabbos, everybody. Only hear simchas and smachas and maybe zeicha to the gula shlema b'meher of Yameinu.